Hello everyone, and welcome to This Week in ESO Episode 11. I'm your host Rob with MMORPG.com. On this episode, I'll talk about customer service support in-game, TESO Elite in the marketplace, a new dedicated Craglorn Site has popped up, ZeniMax grants a community permission for video and sound use, and then bugs. We all have horror stories about customer service in games and how they're ineffectual and unable to actually really help you. A bug that's prevalent in the game right now is people falling through the earth. I had this issue happen to me earlier this week, and unfortunately when you're in Cyrodiil, you can't just do /stuck or, warp to your nearest friend or guildmate to get yourself unstuck or falling through the earth. You actually have to submit a bug to CS. I had a response within 5 minutes that got me unstuck. It took the person 3 tries, but they actually responded to me very quickly. So apparently if you're stuck in the world, you get a response pretty quick, so kudos to customer service on that. On the economy front, TESO Elite has launched a marketplace which has kind of been adopted unofficially as the community auction house for a global scale. You can go online to their forums, create an account, post items, bid on items. It's only able to bid in-game gold. If you try to make real money transactions, you will get banned. But if you're trying to find a hard-to-get item and you can't find it in any of your guild auction houses, this is a great place to go take a look. In addition to Paul Sage's video dealing with Craglorn and the AMA last week, this week ZeniMax has launched a new dedicated website to Craglorn that gets a little bit of the lore, has a place to host the video, and gives some backstory on what exactly is going on. It's got some good information. Make sure to head on over there and take a look at it if you are interested in Craglorn and the upcoming features. Something I didn't get a chance to talk about last week, but was actually granted last week, ZeniMax put out a statement to all the players stating that you can use their in-game footage and use their sound and music in your own community-made videos. So feel free to go out there and make all the machinima that you want, and it's okay. The only thing you would have to worry about is that you use any other copyrighted music that they don't own the rights to. And by that I mean just other music that you would attach to your video, not necessarily anything that you screen capped in the game while filming. On not so good news, however, we found out that there was an exploit that allowed players through use of their guild bank to duplicate items, vendor them, and essentially make unlimited amounts of money, and take rare materials and dupe them and stock themselves up. ZeniMax once discovered, which there's debate about that, whether or not it was actually brought to life in beta or not, but once the public really got a hold of it, they took action on a maintenance on Friday, and they banned any accounts that were suspected of partaking in the duplication efforts. Unfortunately, when things like that happen, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people that were just farming, not doing anything wrong, and got caught up in it. Hopefully they're able to get their accounts back. However, I do applaud ZeniMax for, once it came to the public attention, for swiftly taking action and trying to get these accounts taken out of the system so they're no longer duplicating it and spoiling it for other people. I actually think the fact that ZeniMax doesn't have a global auction house kind of helped insulate this incident from the rest of the community, because it didn't allow the gold to permeate throughout the world as quick as it could have if there was a global auction house linking everybody. And in this week's fan comments, we had multiple comments on how we should have bazaars. Since we don't have auction houses other than the guild auction houses, and a correction to last week where I said you could only post 30, you can actually post 30 per guild, so a total of 150 items. But set up a bazaar. I don't know that it would necessarily work, because I think that's the point of having people PvP in Cyrodiil so they can open up a guild auction to our guild store to the rest of the mega server, and that if people are allowed to have their own bazaars, that incentive would be gone. However, I think it would be an interesting idea, maybe sometime down the line, if that whole carrot of being able to open a guild store in Cyrodiil doesn't really entice people to PvP for that. So maybe further on down the line we could see bazaars. That's it for this week, folks. Thanks for watching. Let's continue this conversation on social media. You can find me on Twitter at Grakulin, Grakulen. Continue to leave me comments and feedback in the section below. I read every one, and you can find yourself featured in the next video.